Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Chantel, and today I'm going to talk about the unexpected gifts that come from suffering. A lot of people complain about things that have happened to them in their life, and I can be part of the club sometimes too. I broke my toe today, or I caught COVID, or whatever it is. You always get an unexpected gift from whatever you're going through, and the key is to look for it. So I'm going to give some examples and help you look for the unexpected gifts in some of life's disappointments. So number one, the thing to look for as a gift from one of life's disappointments are tools that you learned in order to get through it. So when you go through a disappointing experience, let's say it's a breakup, there are tools that you can learn that help you get through the breakup faster. And it can be something like spending time with your friends, spending time on your fitness or your hobbies, or whatever it is that gets you through the breakup, that becomes a new gift of yours. So if you're interested in a new hobby after you've broken up, that is something that can carry you forward and you can bring into your next relationship. So that's one example of a gift that comes from suffering. Number two gift that comes from suffering is that you grow a little stronger, a little bit more tough. And that can be a good thing because it helps you get through life's difficulties. Let's say, for example, you failed an exam at your university. You realize you didn't study enough. And so for the next exam, you work that much harder. And maybe the next subject you take isn't really a difficult subject, but because you had that tough experience and you became stronger, you worked a little harder and you got a little bit better at your subject area. And so the next exam that you take, you end up acing. And so really that failure was a bit of a wake-up call that you had room to grow. You could improve and you could get better. And that's another unexpected gift that we get from suffering. Every time we go through an upset like that, basically it's an opportunity to grow and become better. And here's another unexpected tip, tip number 3. Here is a gift that you can get from suffering. And that is you actually up level to the next phase of your life where you are able to achieve something that you could not achieve previously. And I'll give another example from when I graduated university. So one example of suffering that I went through at that time was I had to move to another city in order to improve my career and get better job opportunities. And that was actually a big form of suffering for me. I didn't like leaving my family behind. I didn't like leaving my friendships behind. I had to start completely from scratch and get to know new people in my community. And at times that wasn't fun. There were times I didn't feel understood. I didn't feel accepted by people. And it created a lot of misery at times trying to create a new circle of friends. But the unexpected gift, actually there were 2 unexpected gifts from that. So we'll call it 3A and 3B. So the first one that I wanted to touch on is that I up-leveled my career. There were opportunities in different cities that had I not had the courage to move, I would not have pursued them. Now in this day and age, for COVID and working from home, more opportunities are available remotely now. So it's a little bit different from when I graduated from university. But that reality has only really come around in the past couple of years. And there are many jobs, let's say, for example, at universities, if you want to work there, where you do actually have to work in person and you do need to be located close by, because if you're not, well, you can't really support the students who want that in-person experience. So yes, remote work is an option now. But having said that, there are still a lot of opportunities out there that you do need to relocate in person for, and having the courage to do that can give you that gift. And the other unexpected gift that I got from moving was I made friends with amazing people all over Canada and all over New Zealand and in the United States and in different places that I've worked and traveled in. And that was amazing. I now have really great friendships with people, and I think about them when I'm hanging out with my local friends here in my city. I think about my friend who's in New Orleans, or my friend that's in Edmonton or Auckland or wherever they are. I always remember those good memories of all those people that I met when I was living in other places. Here's the next unexpected gift that comes from suffering. Number 4, you learn to empathize with others. And I'm going to give the example of being sick. So when you get sick, here's the thing, at the time it's really not fun. You're suffering, you can't sleep, you can't breathe properly, or whatever it is the ailment. Maybe you can't walk properly. And then what happens is that you meet somebody after you've recovered who is going through the same thing, and you have that sense of empathy because you understand what it feels like and you've been there and you have the tools now to help because you were in that experience and you remember the things that you did to get better in order to help someone else. So empathy is huge. That's a big gift that everybody gets from suffering if they go through it and they learn how to deal with it in healthy ways. And one of the biggest plagues on our society is the ongoing phenomena of narcissism and people who don't know how to empathize with others and take advantage of others. So if you're one of those people who are empathetic and you know how to care for others, that's actually a huge gift, and it's becoming more and more rare. It should be commonplace, but it's actually not. So take that gift and embrace it. Although sometimes empathy does get you in a little bit of trouble, and that's like a complicated topic to discuss. It's just like because sometimes we get trapped in negative codependent relationships as an empath. But having said that, I would say overall empathy is a huge gift. It should be a huge priority that everybody should develop in terms of their character traits, in terms of their qualities. Everybody wants to be an empathetic person. And then here is gift number 5 that you get from suffering. The number 5 gift that you get from suffering is that you basically develop, I'm trying to say like a better belief system. You come up with reasons why this may have happened. Now, sometimes when something bad happens, it actually shakes your belief system. So some people become atheists for that reason. Something bad happens that goes against what they believe to be true in terms of their religion. And then because it happened, they must come to the conclusion that the religion wasn't correct or that the beliefs were out of date or something. But actually, if you are looking into things a bit more deeply, you will come up with a richer belief system if you figure out your way through it, I would say, and you keep your faith. Having said that, there's nothing wrong with atheism. I don't mean to criticize, but I'm talking about like those particular people who kind of flip and just believe that the world is just bad after one negative experience. There are atheists who have thought really carefully about it and they have really intelligent reasoning for that. I have nothing against that. But having said that, I think whatever bad thing that happens, when it goes against our belief system and we go through the cognitive dissonance, sorry to say that, and you have to kind of develop a new belief system to understand why that happened. And when you develop that kind of belief, you can really help others because others may be going through suffering that's similar, and it kind of goes back to empathy. But the belief system part helps them come up with a reason why that might have happened or help them understand why that might have happened. And although you don't have to understand something to get past it, the understanding can be helpful because a lot of people will obsess and ruminate when something bad happens to wonder why this happened to me. And if there's some kind of explanation, it can be very helpful. I hope you enjoyed all of these 5, kind of like 5.5 gifts that you get from suffering. And I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Take care. Bye now.